Stays, welcome everyone. Please hold your breath because the K-pop industry has just been shaken by some unbelievable numbers. We all know that the Golden Disc Awards, or GDA, is often referred to as the Grammys of Korea, and for 2026, it is looking like an absolute battleground. Who will take home the disc Daesang? Will new kings be crowned, or will the legends reclaim their thrones? Recently, a leaked calculation of circle chart data has sent fandoms into a frenzy. And can you guess who is sitting at the very top with eye-popping numbers? Yes, Stray Kids with their Karma album are showing absolutely no mercy to the competition. But wait, do not get too comfortable just yet. Sales numbers are massive, but remember that the GDA has a very specific and sometimes unpredictable scoring system. There is a 40% judge panel score that can change everything in a single night. Will Stray Kids stay safe in the #1 spot? Or will groups like 17 and ENHYPEN pull off a plot twist at the last minute? Stay right here because we are going to break down every single detail of this data. Before we look at the list, we need to discuss why the 2026 GDA feels so significant. For those who are newer to the K-pop world, the Golden Disc Awards is not just about who has the most votes on an app, it's about pure industry power. The criteria consists of 60% physical album sales based on circle chart data and 40% scores from a panel of judges. These judges are not just random people. They are music critics, producers, and industry experts with very high standards. Even if an album sells millions of copies, if the judges feel the musical quality or impact is lacking, a group can slide down the rankings quickly. The tracking period for this year ran from November 1st, 2024 to November 30th, 2025. This past year was intense, featuring the legendary comeback of G-Dragon, massive rookie debuts, and Stray Kids releasing Karma, which immediately broke pre-order records. The tension on social media is at an all-time high, and the fandom competition is fiercer than ever. Now, let us analyze the data from this viral chart. Looking at the very first row, we see Stray Kids with Karma. Their numbers are staggering at 3.69 million copies sold. This gives them a perfect physical sales score of 60.00. Stray Kids have truly proven themselves as the global leaders of the fourth generation. The Karma album was not just about the music, it was a total cultural branding moment. However, the big question remains whether the judge panel will award high scores to their experimental production style. While judges can sometimes be conservative, it's hard to ignore an artist moving over 3.5 million units. In the second position, we have the Performance Kings, 17 with Happy Burst. They have moved 2.95 million copies, earning a physical score of 47.91. 17 are GDA veterans. They have a very strong reputation with industry judges because of their self-producing capabilities and consistent musical growth. It would not be a surprise if their judge score pushes them even closer to the top spot during the actual ceremony. Then we have ENHYPEN at number 3 with Desire Unleash. They have reached 2.50 million copies with a score of 40.68. Their growth rate is incredible. The dark, cinematic concept of this album really resonated with fans globally. This top 3 is currently dominated by boy groups with massive physical powerhouses. But do not just focus on the top 3, because the competition below them is just as intense. At number 5, we see Rise with Odyssey. They are rookies but are already pulling numbers like senior artists with 1.93 million sales. We also have NCT Dream at number 6 with Dreamscape selling 1.57 million copies, proving the lasting power of the Dream Team. We must also look at position 13, G-Dragon with Ubermensch. While the sales are at 1.10 million copies, you have to remember this is G-Dragon. His scores from judges are historically near perfect. There is a high probability he could jump into the top 5 once the 40% judge evaluation is added. He remains the ultimate trendsetter in the industry. For the girl group fans, IVE is holding strong at number 9 with IVE Empathy at 1.49 million sales, and aespa is at number 12 with Rich Man at 1.17 million. In a year heavily dominated by male artists in terms of physical sales, these two groups have maintained their status as top-tier acts. In conclusion, if we look strictly at the circle chart data, Stray Kids are the strongest candidates to take home Album of the Year. However, the Golden Disc Awards always has surprises hidden in the judges' envelopes. Will the 40% score favor the musicality of 17, or perhaps the massive cultural impact of G-Dragon? It's emotional to see these rankings. For Stray Kids, winning a Daesang with Karma would be a monumental achievement for a group that started from a self-produced reality show and worked their way to the top of the world. But groups like 17 are equally deserving of the highest honor. What do you think about these calculations? Do you agree with the current standings, or do you think the judges will change the final outcome? Let us know in the comments. Will Stray Kids maintain their lead, or are we in for a major shock on the night of the awards? Make sure to like this video if you're supporting your favorite group, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any updates regarding the 2026 Golden Disc Awards. We will be tracking everything until the big night at the Taipei Dome. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and keep supporting your favorite artists. As we dig deeper into these numbers, it is essential to consider the historical context of the Golden Disc Awards and how these rankings might influence the future of the industry. While the physical sales for Stray Kids are undeniably massive, the strategy behind the Karma album launch played a significant role in securing that top spot. By diversifying their physical versions and engaging in a massive global rollout, they managed to capture a segment of the market that few groups can reach. This 3.69 million figure is not just a number, it is a testament to the loyalty of their global fan base, which has grown exponentially over the last 2 years. However, the competition for the Bonsang, the main division award, is about more than just who is at number 1. If we look at the middle of the pack, groups like Tomorrow X Together and Rise are showing a very interesting trend. Tomorrow X Together's The Star chapter Together holds the 4th spot with 2.12 million copies. Their consistency is their greatest strength. They have managed to maintain a high level of sales across multiple releases, which makes them a favorite for the judge panel, who often look for artists with a steady upward trajectory in both artistry and commercial success. Then there is the case of Zero Base 1 and ATEEZ. Positioned at 7 and 8 respectively, these two groups represent the fierce competition within the mid-tier of the Bonsang category. Zero Base 1, with Never Say Never at 1.53 million, proves that project groups can maintain incredible momentum long after their debut. Meanwhile, ATEEZ continues to be a global powerhouse, with Golden Hour Part 2 reaching 1.50 million. For ATEEZ, the judge panel score will be crucial. They are often praised for their high-concept performances and cohesive album storytelling, which could easily push their total score higher than groups that rely solely on sales. We also have to acknowledge the presence of &TEAM and NCT Wish on this list. Seeing &TEAM at number 11 with 1.35 million sales for Back to Life shows the expanding reach of the K-pop model into the Japanese market and beyond. Similarly, NCT Wish at number 10 with Color is a clear indicator that the NCT brand expansion is working. For these younger groups, being nominated alongside legends like G-Dragon or 17 is a massive victory in itself. It signals a changing of the guard, where the 4th and 5th generations are now standing on equal footing with the titans of the 2nd and 3rd generations. Furthermore, we must discuss the impact of soloists in this album-focused category. Jin of BTS, appearing at number 15 with his album Happy, is a significant highlight. Selling 1.06 million copies as a soloist is an incredible feat that many full groups struggle to achieve. His presence on this list ensures that the influence of BTS remains a factor in the Daesang conversation. The judges often weigh the cultural impact of a solo debut from such a prominent figure very heavily. Even with lower physical sales compared to a group like Stray Kids, his perfection in vocal delivery and the emotional resonance of his comeback could result in a surprisingly high judge score. Finally, we should look at the broader implications for the 2026 award season. The sheer volume of million-seller albums on this list, 15 albums all exceeding the 1 million mark, shows that the physical market is still incredibly healthy despite the global shift toward digital streaming. This creates a difficult job for the Golden Disc Awards committee. When the gap between the top artists is so narrow, the qualitative analysis provided by the 40% judge panel becomes the ultimate deciding factor. It is no longer just about who sold the most, but who defined the sound of 2025. As we move closer to the ceremony, the tension between these fandoms will only continue to rise. Would you like me to create a detailed breakdown of the judge panel's historical voting patterns to help predict who might actually win the Daesang?